This is a 1954 C1 or first generation Corvette. It's powered by a 3.8-liter inline six, also known as Blue Flame. It had mechanical lifters, a high-lift camshaft, and three single-barrel side draft carburetors. Power went through a Power Glide 2-speed automatic transmission with a floor shifter. That's Corvette Chief Engineer Tad Zuchter behind the wheel. Tad has been busy launching not only the C7 Corvette, but also the Z06 version, due for sale in less than a year. But Tad is not so busy that he couldn't drive Car and Driver down memory lane in ancestral Corvettes from generations 1 through 6. Tad's joined GM in 1977 and began working on Corvettes in the 1990s, so his real expertise pertains to the last 4 generations. But that makes his observations regarding the first 3 generations that he didn't work on all the more interesting. So let's go for the ride. Okay, I'm with Tad Zuchter, Corvette Chief Engineer. We're going to go for a short drive, and I'm going to let Tad do the talking.
All right, well, the first thing I noticed is I wish I had a tilt wheel. The wheel seems very low in my lap. Second thing I noticed is incredible idle torque. You put it in drive, and this car just takes off. And it takes quite a lot of brake pressure to even slow it down. It just wants to go.
You think maybe the idle speed is set a little high?
It sure sounded like it. Since the tach doesn't work, we won't know. But it's when it was starting and I was listening to it outside, my first impression was, boy, they idle a lot quicker then than we do now. Right now, we try to drive that idle speed down to absolute minimum for fuel economy.
They weren't too concerned with mileage or emissions, I think.
Yeah, maybe not at all. And I'm also feeling like I'm sitting extremely high. And I'm not that tall, but I can look over the top of the windshield as easily as looking through it.
You're clearly way above the frame rails, not within them. Notice how low the belt line is versus each successive Corvette.
Yeah, I'm down here. That's
Yes.
Nice, well under your armpit.
Yeah.
It's very good for cruising.
You bet. You can hang on the door very comfortably.
On today's car, you're kind of up like this. And the steering effort, I see why the diameter is so large, because you wouldn't be able to turn the wheel with a modern small steering wheel.
As I recall, they had some extra linkage between the gear and the wheels that didn't help in terms of friction and effort.
All right, I'm going to turn around here.
See if you can get it sideways, Ted.
These cars are priceless. I don't think I better be the one.
You want to bounce a curb in it?
You can hear the tires starting to squeal, even at that speed.
Too. You were getting after it.
I'm afraid to really step on it too and do a 2-1 downshift. When you only have 2 gears, it's got to be a heck of a downshift.
I'll give it a try once you hit the straight.
All right. I'm assuming I'm in second. Yeah, you ready? Whoa!
Not bad.
It did work.
It sounded nice.
The other thing that's astonishing is the level of braking effort. You get 0 deceleration at first. You really have to put some muscle into it.
Well, these are drums, but you get self-energizing, but I don't believe there's any booster.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's self-energizing. I think they put this car on the road in about a year from what time when they decided to do it, which is just incredible.
Well, they showed it in January, and they were manufacturing and delivering in June, I believe. Of course, they had some time before that to build the first one.
Right. Those days, even the show car is maybe semi-real, with not nearly the validation and legal requirements that we have today. You can show a concept and almost just put it in production.
The volume was quite small, and the processes were crude and cumbersome by today's standards. But I think MFG was involved from the very start, weren't they, in terms of
the composites? Yeah, we
the
have
panels.
MFG is a current Corvette supplier.
I believe they did not make the 53s, but starting 54 they did.
Uh-huh. What's amazing is the panel integration, the size of the panels that they made. We break it up into much smaller, finer pieces today.
Yeah, there weren't that many pieces. I don't recall how many.
Well, there's that famous picture of an engineer holding the whole undercarriage of the body up in the air over his head.
Right. I love the windshield. It's kind of motorboat.
Yeah, that's nice. That delicate.
Isn't it?
You wouldn't meet any kind of roof crush, I don't think, with it. But
no.
It's great to look through, look out of.
You'd be dead. All right, let's
Well,
go to C2.
Nice.